At first, I was sad because I was expecting that face-to-face classes will be back, and I'm very excited to actually meet my classmates in person. However, I believe that every setback has its own purpose, and besides, I believe it's not as safe before compared to today's situation. So, yes, I was sad, but I'm hopeful. In God's grace, I do hope that we'll be back face to face next school year or at least in a hybrid form considering that COVID is still around and is still a huge threat to the health and safety of everyone.
I find it in a positive and negative thing. The positive thing about online class or distant learning is that I don't have to go class and I get enough rest even though sometimes I have so much work to do sitting in front of the screen all day makes my eyes and my brain really tired and it's also unhealthy.
The first thing that comes to my mind whenever I hear about that is my social life is going to be destroyed even further because as of now, I lost contact with my junior high school friends and none of them talks to me anymore.
I was really devastated and sad when I found out that we aren't going to school with face-to-face classes till now. I was really hoping that for school year 2021 to 2022, we are able to make physical classes, but we still can't because of rising cases of COVID-19.
I actually don't feel bad about it because in fact I prepare online class rather than face to face. When I first heard about online class, I thought that it will be harder, but for me it was the same difficulty as face to face.
If we are referring to the online setup, then I must say that it's a very great idea. Like I said before, COVID is still very rampant and we need to find a way for education to be continued despite the situation. So I'm actually very grateful that technology exists and that there's a lot of development in this field for it really helps us to still communicate and be together even though we are physically apart.
For me, online learning is very stressful and hard. I felt this way because of how hard it is for me to understand the assignments and having not be able to check with my teacher face to face if I'm doing it correctly or not.
This education setup, in my opinion, is full of time to study the lessons because I am in our house. The downside of it is to discipline myself and manage my time because I can stop the urge to procrastinate.
It is really hard coping up with this kind of setup. Even though it is our second year to do this kind of process, but for me it is still not easy, and I can still fully adjust with this kind of setup.
I actually like online class because I can only stay at home while I study, and I can also multitask means I can also work at home and I also have free time for myself.
I was hoping for this, so yes. However, it depends on the situation. If everything will go well in the next months, with COVID cases decreasing, then I'm all for it. But if the situation worsens, such as another surge of cases, then I humbly disagree with this option.
Yes, because I feel more comfortable and learn more easily in a familiar, traditional classroom situation, and I'll be able to concentrate harder on my learning because there will be less distraction than if I were at home. I can also access more information and richer understanding through my teacher and other students' body language and voice.
Yes, I agree that face-to-face classes should start next year because right now, COVID-19 is not as scary anymore than it was before.
For me, it really depends on the situation. If the pandemic has already decreased and the government has already made an announcement or a call sign for the students to make physical classes, then I would gladly agree to make face-to-face classes. But if the situation will still be the same and the situation is not yet under control, then I would not agree to conduct and attend face-to-face classes.
I prefer online class than face to face, but Yes, I do agree to conduct face-to-face because since a lot of students says that online class is hard and agree with face-to-face. So I think I do agree to face-to-face. And some people says that face-to-face is more effective in teaching. So yes, I do agree in face-to-face.
Definitely Wi-Fi connection and other technicalities. For effective online learning to work, we are still limited because of the need for use of the internet and Wi-Fi. And with the slow connection we have here in the country, it's not a surprise anymore that this is the leading cause of our difficulty and delays in doing our activities and outputs.
The problems that I have encountered are self-studying, poor internet connection, lack of sleep and time to answer all the modules due to the great number of activities, distraction and lack of focus.
My problem of doing my activities is the lack of space because our house is just small and we can barely move around.
Having bad internet connectivity is one of the hardest issues I am always encountering. Next is I am always having trouble managing my time doing my activities.
For me, I think it will be communication to each student and to each teachers because sometimes they would have late replies and the other one would be internet connection. Sometimes the internet connection might go slow, so
I would like to say a lot of things because I can use all of these things I've learned from this subject in my future life. However, if I have to choose one, then I would say it's our healthy lifestyle topic from prelims. I think it says a lot about how we could take care of ourselves and so as for our future. If we learn how to live in healthily, then it will surely reflect on what we can do and what we can be in our life. Living healthy lifestyle benefits not just for us, but also for the people around us, such as our loved ones. So I would like to emphasize and promote this type of mentality and lifestyle for us to make a difference.
I learned to be flexible, access the situation and determine creative ways to achieve my objectives no matter what the situation is. Physical education can also improve my self-confidence and self-esteem that I needed in the future.
The lesson that I think that I can use in the future is how to take care of our lifestyle and being aware of our body shape because I think that I will be busy in the future and barely have time to go to the doctor.
Even though we're still facing this kind of crisis, I am really grateful that I have physical education as one of my subjects because it really helps with my physical exercises, even though we're still doing online class. And I think this can help me in the future by still being physically fit and healthy amidst the pandemic.
for me, I think would be about taking care of yourself because physical education is about taking care of our physical health and mental health, and it will help me in the future because it might prevent me, for example, like disease and many more.
This is Haidel Bernal from Group 6 of E11I. Thank you for teaching us this semester.
This is Cristine Mae Nacionales from Group 6 of E11I. Thank you for teaching us this semester.
This is Angelo Manicat from Group 6 of E11I. Thank you for teaching us this semester.
This is Rebadomia from Group 6 of E11I. Thank you for teaching us this semester.
This is Rafols from Group 6 of E11I. Thank you for teaching us this semester.
I'm always telling you, baby.